favorite history teacher. Can y'all hear me? This morning, on this Thursday morning, I wanted to come on here and talk about this incident that happened yesterday. The school shooting that happened yesterday. For me, this is the fourth week of school. I'm not sure if it's the fourth week of school in Georgia or in that particular school district where at Winder, I believe Winder High School, which is about an hour outside of Atlanta, Georgia. So, why does this thing look so grainy? But anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk about something, just give my commentary about the incident that happened. Not only my personal thing, but also as an educator, just give some insight. And I'm probably going to reinforce this to my students today because we do drills, fire drills, lockdown drills, shelter in place drills. We constantly tell them, hey, please do not let anyone in the building with, for your friend who didn't come in the building, after the bell or, after it's time to come in. Don't just do any strangers or people without IDs and stuff just come into the building. Because we had incidents before. We do have video cameras and everything around the school. So, and so I also want to say something to the parents as well who may be watching. Some of y'all get upset because you keep getting all these notices or emails, or getting phone calls or text messages about school events. You think it's annoying, okay? Or, excuse me, your kid is doing something bad. You know your kid, and the parent and the teachers are calling you about it, and you're upset about it. Or somehow your kid is so sophisticated enough, they figured out a way to block your number, block the school number, so you're not getting any kind of messages or anything from school. By the way, if you're a parent, you never get a message from your child's school about anything, you need to go up there. You need to go through your own block list. If you're getting all your help from your teenager, well, they may have helped you to block the school. Okay? So, sorry, I just got a message from my stepmom. Okay, so, and so, they need to treat, students also need to treat these lockdown drills and things like that, seriously. And this school did a good job as far as there was a school shooter. The school went into lockdown. We're supposed to close the doors, lock the doors, cut off the lights, move the kids away from the windows. If the class has windows, everyone should be quiet. Whether it's a drill, whether it's the real thing. Okay? Now, there has been some footage of students who either as it was happening or as they're waiting, they are on their phones. So you as the teacher, whoever's in the room, need to make sure that, hey, them lights from that phone, we don't need them attracting people or shooters to the classroom. And in some cases I saw where they were texting their parents, and in one case, one of the parents was like, "Be quiet, I love you," telling them, "Be quiet, I love you, stay safe." So, you know what I'm saying? So also have, even though we say things about, the cell phones can be distracting, in cases of emergencies like this, like I said, parents, please make sure the school has your correct number. Please don't be like, oh, tell the kid, give them my correct. No, you need to make sure that your school has a correct number. Because guess what? What if your kid blocked the number? Okay, because also what happened that day happened yesterday. Um, they locked down. Then because the school resource officer, the school officer needed to they were able to get the shooter, okay, I guess subdue the shooter. He's alive. Or apprehend, should we say apprehend the shooter. And after the lockdown was, and in some cases some of the kids they were running away, okay. Also in the lockdown, if there are any kids that say went to the restroom, or let's say they left the class to go somewhere for some reason, when it's a lockdown, whatever teacher sees a kid in the hallway, we're supposed to immediately grab them and put them in our class, because that's for safety's sake. For safety's sake. Okay. So, yes, exactly, DJ Nashville, exactly. And so, and in this case, because it's a school, like I said, it's a school day, it's locked down. There's also a point where it's called reunification. So you get the usually with more authorities, or someone comes in and says, okay, we got the kids on lockdown, they're not going anywhere, but we still, for safety's sake, we need to get them out of the building to a safer location. Because now what's going to happen is the parents who have got the notice, also the news has said, hey, there's a school shooting. They may or may not have had caught the shooter. You need to then have a process for getting the kids home. So buses need to be recalled to take them home, or parents who have, they're going to drop whatever they're doing, or if they can, get in their car and go get their kids. So in their case, their reunification was at their football field. So the kids, I guess, after a period of time, were taken to the football field, and then the parents were sent a text or email, probably both, saying, hey, you need to pick up your kid at the football field. And so at that time, with teachers like us, we're given instructions, grab our roster of the students we have in our room, and then go to take them to the football field. I think for our school, they may have changed the reunification place. I think ours is a lot farther away. So, but we haven't, thank God, we haven't had to do that. But that's like in case of emergency. So as far as like logistically wise, that school did their job, right? But I have a problem. And I'm gonna come back probably later on and either today or tomorrow and do an update, maybe this weekend, because the 14-year-old school shooter, he is Caucasian. This was a high school. They're 9 through 12. There are almost 2,000 students. I think it's like 1,900 students. That I just saw this morning. Okay, rest in peace to the 4 people who died. It was 2 math teachers and 2 students that were killed, and I think 9 or 10 others were injured. So they're at the hospital. There will be no more school the rest of the week for that high school, because kids gonna need to get hooked up with therapy. Statements need to be made. Video footage need to be looked at. Any DNA forensics and all that has to be taken care of. Plus the principals, the teachers, or whoever else, they all got to have meetings and debriefings. Because they're trying to figure out, how did he get it? He had an AR-15. But I got a problem though. Okay, so Georgia has what's called, I guess, their equivalent of the FBI, but it's called the GBI, the Georgia Board of Investigation. So they're helping the local law enforcement. So I've been looking at their press conferences. So I'm looking at the news this morning while I'm getting up, because I'm looking at updates since yesterday. They done said that the 14-year-old boy, the FBI been looking at him since last year for threats on social media. And I'm like, I'm smelling the lawsuit. You say, if you see something, say something. Someone said something last year, but then someone said, oh, we didn't have enough evidence. Well, then he did a shooting yesterday. Somebody dropped the ball. 4 people died. People got injured. And then some of the kids who were there, they're like, yeah, he was, and some of them saying the same thing. Oh, he was kind of quiet. He kept to himself. That's usually the ones that's going out around and doing the fucking shooting. And I want to say that one of the people he shot was known as like a favorite math teacher. So I'm like, how did the favorite math teacher get shot? Protecting students? And then I need to do a little bit more investigation. I saw something where it said the shooter's aunt or something is standing by her nephew. And I'm like, ma'am, you need to be quiet. I'm gonna go investigate that a little bit more. Hey, Stormy sees today. But I gotta get in here to go to this meeting. And I just want to come on here like, hey, parents, if you haven't heard from your kid's school and school has started, that means somehow their number is blocked or the school doesn't have a new number. And you need to make sure the number, they have it. Because guess what? In case this happens at your school and they have to contact a parent to come get your child, you're going to be stuck. Whose problem is that? Okay, and also read to your kids. Take these drills seriously. I'm going to tell my kids that day, hey, take these drills seriously. When we tell you to sit, move over there and be quiet, move over there and be quiet. Please don't ask us to go nowhere when they say lock down. We locked them down. You know, I had to get on some of my students when they do things like fire drills. They gonna go, we go outside, we're together, and then when we come back in, they wait. Some of them are coming in 5-10 minutes after the rest of the class. I'm like, where were you at? Oh, I had to go to the restroom. I said, how dare, and I get mad. I said, why would you do that? What if this is a real drill and I had to go call your mama and say, I didn't know where you were? Don't do no mess like that. I say, I'll let you go to the restroom. But don't do that. That would hurt your mama and daddy hard. If I had to call them and they're like, well, Miss Chandler, you have all your students accounted for. I say, no, 2 of my students are missing. And they'll be like, well, Miss Chandler, how come you don't have them? I said, because they didn't come back in the room with the rest of their class. Who they gonna blame? And here you gonna walk in, oh, I went to the restroom. Woman, 1, you're not following directions. And 2, you went somewhere without permission. I'm going to let you go to the restroom. But you just walking out because you was out there walking with your friend who's in a different hallway. That's what you was really doing. I actually had to write up a kid one time because he didn't come back at all after the fire drill. I was like, wait a minute now. So, y'all pray for other teachers, faculty members, the victims in the Georgia school shooting and everything like that. I'll come back on later on with some more updates. Please look at the article that I put into the chat that talked about that there were signs. Thank you, I will. That there were signs that, that he was reported on last year, but they were like, he didn't have enough evidence. I'm like, you see? Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.